Whenever I hear people talk, I always like to kind of know who I'm listening to and make sure that they're not qualified, but I actually want to take this person's advice. So my name is Dr. Dustin, and as he said, I'm a chiropractor, and so I do a little bit different form of chiropractic. We'll talk more about that, really more wellness-based in how I see our patients and how I take care of people. So I have a Doctor of Chiropractic degree from Parker College in Dallas. It's a chiropractic school there. I also have a Bachelor's of Science in Health and Wellness. So that's kind of where God has led me. And the amazing thing I'm going to share with you guys today is the principles we're going to talk about. These are the things that actually helped in changing and saving my own life. And I've seen amazing things happen in my own family and in hundreds and thousands of patients that I've seen over the last almost 15 years in practice. I'm a dad too. That's probably one of my favorite things. I have 7 kids. I say the same thing every morning, you guys. Every morning. 5 boys, 2 girls. They range from 15 to 3. They're awesome, amazing. I couldn't ask for better kids. They're incredible. My wife and I, we've been married for 16 years. And so we just have a lot of stuff going on, a lot of busy life, just like you guys. And so today I'm going to share with you some real truths that I feel God has for us when it comes to our health. Some things that we might be missing out on. We're going to start out, if you guys have had your Bible, I invite you to open up to Psalm 139. I love the Psalms. They're full of truth. We're going to start in verse 13. We're going to do 13 and 14. Psalm 139, verse 13 says, "For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well." Verse 13, "For you created my inmost being." I love this. When we look at our bodies, you look at each other, we know that before we even showed up here, God had a plan for every single part of us. He designed and destined the hair you're going to have on your head or not have on your head, the kind of body we were going to have, the kind of cells. I wasn't looking straight at him. One of you guys, come on. There's a couple of them right in one line. I've got the whole side over here. So he had us in mind. He had our heart in mind, and he cares for us. He created our inmost being. And this is so important when it comes to looking at our health, because health is an inside job. Just like blessings come from above, down, and inside out, we're to be his hands and feet, to pour blessings out to other people, to be that for other people. Health is an inside job. It comes from the inside. He created our inmost being. I love that part of that verse. So when we look at health, this is our struggle. And as a chiropractor, I work with people all the time, and we are not just dealing with what people think of. Like, I saw a lot of you guys straighten up as we heard chiropractor and it came up, right? So, but as a chiropractor, I really focus on helping to get people back towards the level of health that God designed us to really have, to optimally have, okay? That's it. And the word doctor, if you didn't know, actually means teacher. So that's why I love getting to do this. This is one of my favorite things that I get to do. I love to adjust people and take care of them, but teaching allows us to really make an impact in your life for a long, long time. When we look at health, if I were to ask you, how do you know you're healthy or not? How are you going to judge that on a daily basis? How do you know you're healthy? The way you feel. Yeah, I mean, 90% of Americans, if I ask that question to, it's how I feel. If I don't have a headache today, if I feel that I have some energy today, if my knee isn't doing this weird clicking thing today, if I feel a certain way, then I'm healthy, right? Or again, we go through the struggle of social media or magazines or online, and it's about how people look, right? If you're healthy, you should have the muscles and the hair and the skin, and we should look a certain way. So we judge our health off of how we feel and how we look. And the truth is, that's one of the most dangerous ways to judge our health, because if we judge our health in that way, then we don't do anything about our health until when? Until you feel something, exactly. So now, when you feel something, what have we been trained to do since birth to make that feeling change? Medication, that's one of the most common things, right? So when we take a medication and it masks the symptom, it's not really fixing something. So that way of thinking is very dangerous because we know that, with our day and age, the access we have to medications and we have to all kinds of different stimulants, and I'm gonna drink this thing a whole bunch just to make my energy come up, or I'm gonna take this, or I'm gonna do this. So there's all kinds of things we have to fight against. And part of it is because of our viewpoint of what health is. So if we look at even the top 3 killers in the United States right now, the top 3 killers are the top 3 killers because of judging our health off of how we feel, okay? If you look at 2 of the top 3, we have heart disease and we have cancer. Heart disease and cancer kill 5 out of every 6 people in the United States. Yeah, so it means we have a 1 in 6 chance of not dying of heart disease and cancer simply because of how we live and how we treat our health here in the United States. That's a scary stat, right? 1 in 6? 1 in 6? That's the best we could do? I mean, God didn't create us for 1 in 6. All right, he created us for so much more. So, heart disease and cancer, number 2 and number 3. The number 1 overall cause of death in our country. This was reported in JAMA. It's the Journal of the American Medical Association. They found that iatrogenic death is the number 1 overall cause of death. Iatrogenic is a big medical term for doctor-induced. Okay? Not that doctors are bad people. When you go to your doctor, they're not like, I'm going to kill this person today. That's not their heart. But when we look at the stats, the true statistics, malpractice and prescription vaccine reaction drug deaths are the number 1 overall cause of death, killing more than heart disease and more than cancer. It's insane, but it makes sense because we see the numbers that continue to happen every single year. From every time you're watching TV and a drug ad comes on, what's the micro machine guy saying at the end? Like all the side effects that could happen from this medication. Take this medication for blood pressure. But the side effects of this medication are you're gonna have diarrhea and you're gonna be able to not move your arms and like all these other things goes on because it's not, you could die. It's crazy, right? But that's what we get trapped into, is that when our view of health is that we look at how we feel, then these are our options, is either drugs or surgery. Again, our medical doctors are amazing. I have a lot of friends in the medical field. They're amazing people. They're amazingly intelligent. But it's kind of like a carpenter, going to a carpenter to try and get your car fixed. They don't work on cars. They work on wood floors. They build furniture, things like that. So we have to really get back to changing our definition of health. And I believe that the World Health Organization, they have a great definition of health that actually helps us to put action to our health, okay? So they say that health is the optimal functioning of your body, physically, emotionally, socially, and spiritually, and not merely the absence of symptoms or disease, okay? That's something that we can work with there so it shows that health is function. Health is function. If your body's functioning properly, if your heart is functioning properly, then the blood is going to be going out to all different parts of your body that you need. If your immune system is functioning properly, then when a disease comes, your body's going to be able to trap that disease, kill it, and get it out of your body. Build an immunity to it. Naturally, it will work its way the way God intended. It's all about function. And this has even been backed up by Harvard research. They found that, they did a study and found that you must be below 60% functioning. So you have to go from 100% functioning to below 60% functioning before you feel a symptom. So if we look at our old way of thinking, then we're not doing anything until we're below 60% functioning if we wait for a symptom to show up. That's crazy, right? So is that a head start? Well, we're way behind if we're waiting until we're below 60% functioning. So let's change our definition of health. That's what I'm calling us to do, is to look at health. When you see health, don't think feel anymore, think function. Okay? Health equals function. If my body's functioning well, then I will be well. That's what's so cool about this. We'll look at verse 14. I praise you because I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. He has this design for us. And if we look at the 4 things you need to not just be healthy, there are 4 things you need to survive. What are 4 things you need to survive? Water, good. Air, good. Food, good. Nachos, man, for real, amen. Woo! Fourth one, anybody? Rest is important, connection is important, not shelter, not sleep. Sleep's important, yeah, but we have to recharge. Okay, I'm gonna blow your minds with this one, all right? Okay, so you can go month, 40 days or more without food, right? You can go a few days without water. You can go a few minutes without air. You cannot go a single millisecond and stay alive without nerve supply. Think about it. For your heart to know how to work, it has to get messages from the brain that travel down the spinal cord to tell your heart how to function. If I took the nerves from your brain to your heart and I cut the nerve, what would happen to the heart instantly? It would stop, flatline, okay? So we don't think about this, but your nerve system is what controls all function. So now we talk about health equals function, then we should be making certain that our nerve system is clear as possible, that there's nothing interfering with the messages trying to get from your brain down to your body. Because every single organ, every cell, every tissue, every muscle, every gland, every hormone, it's all connected and controlled through your nerve system. And what I love about this, which is good, because I have a lot to think about, and this is the last thing I need to have to think about, is I don't have to think about telling my heart how to beat, or my lungs how to breathe, or when I get excited and I get really worked up, my body controls things in my body. It doesn't allow me to kind of just spin and spiral out of control. It controls. Our nerve system is allowing that to happen all the time. Has anybody ever been to Los Angeles or seen the amount of traffic that goes on to 405 in Los Angeles, right? So all these cars in rush hour, imagine rush hour traffic, that many cars, you have the same number of mental impulses going from your brain to your body every single millisecond. They're flying through constantly. Your body's firing these things like that. The nerve system is really the key thing for us to have an optimal level of health. It makes a huge impact on our overall health and wellness. But have we been trained or taught how to take care of your nerve system? Not something that we really covered a whole lot in school when I was going. I remember they went through the whole you need to work out and you need to kind of eat healthy or things like that. But anybody never really talked to me about my nerve system. So when you look at your nerve system, what is so important about that is we actually have a protective system for your nerve system, and that's your spine, and we have your skull. Okay, so your skull protects your brain. Brain's pretty important. That's why you should wear a helmet whenever you ride a bike. But your skull is protecting your brain because that's controlling everything. And then your spine protects the nerves that go out to the rest of the body. So when you look at your spine from the front, we know it should be straight up and down, just like this, right? And then from the side, you should have 3 curves to your spine. So you should have a forward curve to your neck, just like this, a backwards curve to your mid-back, and a forward curve to your low back. So if you look at someone from the side, and you see that their spine looks like this, is this person healthy or sick? Sick, okay? So a huge part of what I see in my practice, especially with kids and with adults, so much of our lifestyle now is a forward lifestyle like this. We're on our devices, we're on computers. It makes my neck hurt just positioning myself like that. But this is pulling our spine out of position and pressing on the nerves. And that actually interferes with the messages trying to get from your brain to your body. So to be optimally healthy, we want your spine to be as close to that optimal shape and position as possible, because that's going to keep pressure off the nerves, allowing for as close to 100% flow from the brain to the body as possible. Okay. So the most valuable test that you could have done to get a real state of your health would actually be a spinal exam. So whether that be an x-ray or a posture picture or something to evaluate the spine and nerve system, that's one of the most valuable tests that you could get, because if we look at like a cardiologist, they look for blockages within the heart, like they'll do an ultrasound or things like that. If a cardiologist sees that you have a 70%, 80% blockage, that's a huge red flag that you could have a major heart attack or stroke happen anytime. So if we look back to the nerve system and see that there's damage in the nerves affecting the heart, I pick a lot on the heart, and I'll tell you guys why as we get towards the end here, but towards the heart or the lungs or your hormonal system or your digestive system, if there's pressure on those nerves, then any of those areas of your body will not be functioning as best as they possibly can. So step one in changing your health is I urge you to check out your spine and nerve system, and then work to do things to take care of your spine and nerve system. It makes it a huge difference to the level of health that you'll be able to experience. Okay, nerve system, one key to health. Second thing one person said is air, right? So how do we get air? You breathe. Yeah, simple as that. Breathe. Okay, next step, move on. Just kidding. No, so air, one of the best ways to get air also is fitness. If you are not fit, if we are overweight, if we're not exercising, if we're not moving our bodies, then we're not getting the oxygen that our cells need, that our brain needs to think clearly. And fitness is one of the best ways to work in getting more air and to increase your body's capacity for oxygen. Okay? The more you can breathe and allowing oxygen to get from the air into your body and then transferred into the cells, then you will experience a higher level of health. So all of these things we're going to talk about today we're not trying to pull away or tell you what you can do. I want you to have some things that you can do that will add to your health and bring it up another level. Okay? So fitness. Now, the best kind of fitness for everyone is the kind of fitness that you'll actually do. So that's it. Start there. So for some of you, it may be that all that you can do or that you want to try to do is just to go for a walk. They found that walking 1 mile a day decreases your risk of cancer by 50%. Wow. 1 mile a day. And this is not like you don't have to go out and power walk it or run it or try and go as fast as you can. Go and just take a walk. It could be as simple, like the time changing now, it's going to be, brighter a little bit later. After dinner, go out a 1 mile walk around your neighborhood. It would make a huge difference. Imagine just taking that time now also for your mental and spiritual health, a connection with another person, to walk with a friend. Be able to have a conversation with your spouse, with a loved one, like take that time together. What would that do for your health? A huge difference will happen with it. So the biggest thing is do what you will actually do, okay? So have a goal, why you want to increase your fitness, have a plan, and then just take steps to make it happen. Simple as that. Air. We talked about food. Oh, that's the one that everybody always gets testy about, okay? And that's why I don't put my office logo on my car, because I've had too many threats of like my tires being punched out with a knife or something like that, because we're gonna talk about nutrition, and everybody always has some thoughts about nutrition, okay? So Pastor Scott and I were getting ready for this, so he talked about me coming in, and he drove up in his Ferrari, and just go with me. He might have a Ferrari you guys don't know about. So if I took the keys to Pastor Scott's Ferrari and he let me borrow it for the day, what would I do with Pastor Scott's Ferrari? Would I return it, and I bring it back the next day and have like just trash all inside of it? I've been doing donuts in it all day long. Like I put diesel in it instead of putting real gas into it. Like, no, I would take care of that Ferrari because it's a Ferrari. Hey, this is a nice car, okay? We would treat it well because that's Pastor Scott's Ferrari. I care about him. I care about this really nice car. Okay, so I'm going to read a verse to you. 1 Corinthians 6:19 through 20. Do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit, who is in you, whom you have received from God? You are not your own. You are bought at a price. Therefore, honor God with your bodies, just like you would a Ferrari. I added that part, but okay. Our bodies are a temple of the Holy Spirit. So the things that we can do on a daily basis should be something that we're doing to honor God with our bodies, not trash our bodies and think that it's separate from God. This is a temple. So if this is a temple, then I want to treat it like a temple and honor God with my body and with my actions and how I treat it on a daily basis. Nothing in this says be perfect in how you treat your body. That's not the expectation. We have a grace to us. We also know that just like the song was talking about, like, come just as I am. That's what God wants us to do. Like, to start with where you're at, understand that we may have made some bad choices, and now we need to move in a better direction. And that could be as simple, when it comes to our nutrition, as simple as eating a vegetable. Just start with that. Like, eat a vegetable once a day. It can be as simple as that. Now, actually, I want to play a game with you guys. So we have, I've been trying to pitch this game to the Game Show Network for years, and I get some feedback from them, but it's not always met with good reception. But the game is called Cleanse or Clog. Cleanse or Clog. It's a cool game. You guys are going to like it, all right? So I have some foods I'm going to show you, and I'll tell you what they are because you probably won't be able to see them from where you're at. Maybe you will. I'm going to show you a food. I want you to tell me if this is going to cleanse your body or if it's going to clog your body, okay? Cleanse or clog. Very easy. Let me give you an easy one to start off with. Let me find... Okay, let's say... here's a good one. How about chicken nuggets? Bad for you. Yeah, so clog, especially like these ones. So these are the good old manufactured, I can't say any actual franchise names, but it starts with an M and ends with McDonald's. Yeah, chicken nuggets. What's that?
Chick-fil-A is okay, right?
We should all be vegetarians.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that because it doesn't say that in the Bible. It doesn't say to be vegetarians. Clog, okay? Clog. I get the final verdict on these things. So, all right, here's another easy one. Okay, fruits and vegetables. Cleanse, all right? You know, what did Daniel say? Like, let us eat our fruits and vegetables and let your men do your thing over there and let's see who's better after some days, right? So fruits and vegetables literally cleanse your body. When you eat fruits and vegetables, it initiates detoxification cycles within your body to cleanse your body. And if you have not been eating fruits and vegetables and you start eating fruits and vegetables, you will feel it cleansing your body. Just saying. All right, what about, we got some soda. All right, now I'm gonna add another level. This is some diet soda.
Super clog.
Oh, but I thought diet meant healthy, right? No. So that's why we have to look at these things because if you took let's just look at what you drink on a daily basis. If we took what you drink all day long in one day and we put it in a fish bowl, would the fish survive? Ooh. Look at your body, okay? We want to treat your body well, and the things that you're drinking on a daily basis, if it's energy drinks or coffee all day long or whatever kind of concoctions you mix together and put in the fish bowl, would the fish survive? For many people, they wouldn't, okay? Water. That's why I have this thing with me all the time. I love to drink water. This is my lifeline. Water is key. All right, let's find some other good ones. Let's do two more. We got some hot dogs. Clog, good job. Processed meats, full of preservatives and chemicals. Let's find another good one.
It's clog or cleanse?
Cleanse or clog?
Cleanse or clog?
Cleanse or clog?
Taco Bell cleanse you.
Man, yeah. It will cleanse you, but here's the thing. Let's talk about something called trans fats, okay? Trans fats, and let's talk about Taco Bell. We talk about, where's one of the other things here? I just had it. French fries. Here's clog, yeah. Whoever, not you guys, but ever known someone that maybe they purchased some French fries from a drive-thru? You know, you're driving along, you got to sneak and grab one, it falls down in the seat. And then you're like, oh, I can't get it right now. And then like a few months later, you're cleaning out your car. It looks exactly the same, right? It's the same French fry that you bought. It's still the same because these foods, again, so then let's get real with this. Like the foods we eat, they don't just stay with you for today, but they literally last in your body, good or bad, okay? You can have good benefits that continue to help in thriving in your body after you eat them, or you can have negative side effects that happen in your body after you eat them, like trans fats, which is found in fried foods. They have a half-life of 62 days. Half-life, okay? So that means it takes 62 days to get half of the effects of that fat out of your body if you're functioning properly, okay? So if you have French fries twice a year, then you're spending a whole year just trying to get the trans fats from those two servings of French fries out of your body. It's crazy, but this is stuff we have to just take a better look and understand that there are consequences, good and bad, to what we put into our mouth every single day, okay? So nutrition is key. So important, okay? So we talked about food and water. Let's talk about water. How much water should you drink on a daily basis?
Half a gallon.
Half a gallon, half your body weight in ounces. Yeah, those are good. Those are good things. So I usually do about, a quart of water for every 50 pounds of body weight. So if you're a 200-pound man, then that's 4 quarts of water a day, which is about a gallon of water every single day. Why is water so important? It's cleansing, it's lubricating. You look at all the major processes in your body. So from thinking to breathing to blood, your joints, your body needs water to function well in all of those areas like that. Water is so important. So we want to be drinking lots of water every single day. And so if you're going to be drinking lots of water, one thing I really urge you to is to get some kind of a vessel to carry it in that's going to maintain that water. So this is a stainless steel bottle. Stainless steel, you're not going to be leaching any chemicals like from a plastic water bottle, whether it be like whether that be a repetitive use plastic water bottle. Why is it awful? Every time I talk, there's it's either a husband or a wife. That's the wings we got here. So be careful. We're gonna start lifting off. There's a lot of that going on. So making sure we have a good receptacle to drink it out of, and then you're drinking good quality water. Okay. So reverse osmosis is probably the best purification type that you can get. Spring water, kind of looking at good, better, best. If you're gonna get water, reverse osmosis or spring water would be after that. Not tap water. If there's any water I'm going to tell you not to drink, please don't drink tap water. Studies have been found, they find all kinds of stuff that's been leached into the water sources, and then that goes straight through our tap. So even things like fluoride, they're finding medications traces in tap water. There's a lot of other impurities that gets found in our tap water. So that's one of the places you don't want to get your water source from, especially if you're going to be drinking a lot of it every single day. Okay. Drink good, clean water. So we have food, water, air, nerve supply. Now, how do we put these things into action? Okay, you just get started, okay? Make up your mind and understand these simple things. And I'm going to go back to one more verse here. Proverbs 12, verse 1 says, "Whoever loves discipline loves knowledge, but whoever hates correction is stupid." Isn't that a great verse?
It's a life verse.
It's the only time that my kids are allowed to say stupid. We just don't like that word in our house usually, but it's true. Like we should continually never be at a place of I know it all and I can do it all and I don't need to learn anything else. But we should be in a place of constant and never-ending improvement. Constant, never-ending improvement. Because the moment that we say, I know it all, that's when God's really going to test you and show you that you don't know it all at all. Okay, so we want to be able to make a big difference happen. And so these things, I would encourage you either to get started on all 4 of these steps, just to start making changes and improvements. Make it simple. Okay, start if it's nutrition that's your issue, that's your problem area, then start adding in just fruits and vegetables, even to what you're eating already. If you're eating what your nutrition that you know is not good for you, if you just start adding in 2 fruits and 2 vegetables every single day, you will see a difference. You'll see a difference. Your body will begin to crave healthier foods and you'll get to see and feel. I was talking with somebody before the service about, it's amazing how oftentimes we don't even understand what normal should feel like until we start to feel it. We feel that I'm okay like this. I'm okay at this weight. I'm okay at this energy level. I'm okay with whatever it is until we experience what better is. And then you're like, that's what I want. That's what I want. And I want you to know that's what God wants for you. He wants you to be better, because the moment that we are better, we're healthier. Just think about the impact that could happen in a small church of God's people that make a decision, bless you, make a decision to improve our health. And we start to see these changes happen. We see people that have, less prayer requests that we have to focus on that is about health. How often is that? We'll have a prayer list, and 2/3 of it is praying for so-and-so's heart or so-and-so's surgery or so-and-so's this or that or this. And it's great that we pray for those things because we want God to help in intervening with us to wake us up out of our own sin sometimes. But we have to realize that we can make changes. He wants us to make changes that are affecting that, to make us better able to serve him more, to go out into this world and be a better representation of his people, to go and serve better. Our health sometimes limits us from where we're able to go with that. So we make a change to our nutrition, to start drinking more water. Start drinking more water. It's easy as that. If you drink diet soda all day long and you want to continue drinking diet soda, add water in. Just adding these things in, it will help. I promise that you'll start to decrease the bad and move back towards the good and what God has designed for us. Get moving. Make a plan. So if it's that you want to be more fit so that you're getting more oxygen, you go for a walk every day. You got a plan. When are you going to go for a walk? If you want to start exercising, get stronger, well then, what kind of exercise is going to work best for you? Find something that you love to do. If you love to run, but you're designing a workout plan that involves no running, then you're not going to be happy. You're not going to be successful in doing that. Find something that you enjoy doing. If you love going and riding your bike, then make a plan that you're going to go and ride your bike once a day or 3 times a week. Just start with something simple. Don't feel like you have to go from a couch potato to the spokesperson for the Olympics. Like, just be realistic in our expectations, right? We want to be truthful in how we do things. And the first thing we talked about was the nerve system, okay? So if you have not been to a chiropractor, let me explain why this is so important with a very personal story. So when I was 13 years old, I've been an athlete my entire life, playing baseball, basketball, running track, football, anything I could get my hands on, basically. But when I was 13 years old, I started getting a stabbing chest pain right over my heart. Like a lightning bolt. It would be like, and I would feel it every once in a while, and I didn't tell anybody about it. I was a dumb 13-year-old jock, and so I didn't tell anybody about it because I didn't want to be limited from playing or doing sports. But this chest pain, it was a real thing, and I was real concerned about it. But I just continued kind of doing my thing. And when you have a problem that you don't do anything about, it doesn't get better or worse as time goes on. It gets worse every single time. So by the time I was 20 years old, it was every single day, stabbing chest pain. I could barely go to work out anymore. Like it dramatically affected my life. And at that point, I couldn't go on to try and compete in sports anymore. So I wanted to be involved in at least helping athletes. And that's what drew me to chiropractic school. I'd had an experience with a chiropractor, slid into a base wrong, and then I couldn't stand up straight, got adjusted, and I could stand up straight. I was like, hey, chiropractic's pretty awesome. That's pretty cool. So, but I went to chiropractic school to try and help people and ended up finding out that this chest pain I had going on, that I'd been told by doctors that I should take medication for the rest of my life or have surgery to try and fix this. But none of those options seemed like the right way to go. You get that gut feeling, and you look at the research, and it just was not the right place to go. So in chiropractic school, I find out that where your spine should be straight up and down, mine was shifted this way and shifted this way. Not huge, not scoliosis, but these lateral shifts like this was putting pressure right on the nerves to my heart. My neck from the side where it should be curved like this was completely straight like this, okay? So instead of having a nice relaxed spinal cord, I had a spinal cord that instead of being nice and relaxed was being stretched and pulled tight like a rubber band. And so this was directly affecting the nerves to my heart and was causing my chest pains. And so I had a chiropractor when I was in Dallas that actually explained this to me. He's a great friend of mine to this day. And this information is what actually made the change. So when I went through the process of being able to actually correct the spine, which is possible, you can actually correct the spine to its normal alignment without surgery, so to get pressure off the nerves, and my body began to heal. So I went from having chest pains every single day to a few times a week, a few times a month, to not having them at all anymore, which is completely just a testament to God that this design he has is the thing that actually can keep us and make us healthy. And so because of that, I've been able to see many, many people in our office that have either been, having similar problems, back pain or headaches or hormonal issues or digestive issues, even crazy things like ulcerative colitis, which is a digestive issue where your body's constantly cannot hold anything in. You're constantly going to the bathroom. Even these simple things like that, that have been able to be healed, not because of me, but because we're just following God's principles. And by clearing out, finding pressure to the nerve system and clearing that out to allow your body to heal and function the way it's best able to, like that. So that's why I love sharing this information, because this is what saved my life and changed my life. And so the action steps that you can take, if that's something that affects you, if your health is being affected by what you're doing on a daily basis or what you've dealt with for a long period of time, I would love to talk with you more. If there's any questions you have, I'll be in the back here after the service, and would love to answer any questions you might have. But even in our office, that's what I work specifically with, is helping to correct these kind of problems that could be going on. So we have an offer for you guys. If you wanted to come into our office for an evaluation, normally it's like $80 or something like that. So we're doing it where it's only $30 to come in for an evaluation, and that covers to be able to get you checked out. And then I'm doing that also. That $30 will come back to the church as a tithe back to supporting you guys, because I don't want you guys to feel that I'm here to get new patients. I'm here because I want to help people, because I know that I would not be here had my chiropractor in Dallas not stepped in to tell me something that really would have made a dramatic difference. So I can't hold that back. It's I would feel terrible if I held back from being able to help people when we have the ability to. But I ask you, and I really urge you, make a plan to start taking action for your health. The church needs it. Your family needs it. Yourself, you need to be healthy. We don't want to continue to be in a place where 1 in 6 are surviving, when we know that there's a much greater plan for our lives that will make a big difference going forward.